Do you know yourself? No. What I mean is not your name or your identity. What I mean is, do you know your true self? Well, I'm not here to cause an identity crisis, but maybe just think. Do you ever feel like you can't say or do something just because you're scared of what other people might think or might perceive you? Do you ever feel like you have been hiding behind a mask just because you want to fit in? It's exhausting, isn't it? To constantly conform and please people and blend in just to survive. Mentally, you feel trapped, drained, and exhausted. And by suppressing this, your true self, continuously, it won't just affect your emotional, mental health. It could affect your physical health as well. And this can severely impact your well-being, of course. And you need to find a way to stop this cycle right here and now. Because if you are living your authentic life and being true to yourself, you won't be afraid of what other people might think. And that could improve your quality of life. I have known this feeling for my entire life. I had been living under the shadow of conformity, where I would just hide myself and hate myself every time I wanted to speak, I wanted to act, do, or behave the way that I want. But now, I'm not scared anymore. As I grow and I learn more about myself, I started appreciating my own life even more. Then I started to researching about how self-expression is actually intertwined with mental, emotional, and your physical being. And so, in a speech, I am Muhammad Gibran Al Farabie. I want to share this knowledge with you all. First, I will talk about the importance of expressing your true self to improve your well-being. And then I will explain the negative effects if you keep suppressing your true self. And finally, I will share some advice on how you can finally be your authentic self. So, how can being yourself cause satisfaction and happiness that leads to maximum well-being? Well, in a 2019 article, Cha and others from various universities across the United States, Canada, and Netherlands state that people have the need to self-actualize, expressing and living that is in accordance with their true self. And this need can result in positive emotions. And it is also stated in the article that being your authentic self can improve your self-esteem, and which contributes to, you guessed it, your well-being. Because if you are rooted in your true self and following your personal values, the feelings of self-worth are more high and more stable. You can function effectively in your everyday life and in society when you have high self-esteem and self-worth. And in another article in 2017, Emmerich and Rigotti conducted a study where authenticity contributes to healthy psychological functioning, in which people are most likely to fulfill their goals and their needs by being their true self, because their ability to perform is not reduced by their fear of conformity. And then they also further emphasized that being your authentic self not only improves your overall well being, but also increases your ability to perform in groups and in organizations. So, not only you will be happy and content with your own life, you make people around you feel happy and content with you because they see you as this confident individual who always do their best. Well, these things seem good, right? But maybe you're thinking to yourself, so what? I can be happy when the people around me are happy. Even though sometimes I need to extinguish my own flame. And that's the problem, isn't it? What if you're always constantly extinguishing your flame? So according to Brian and others, in Journal of Health Psychology in 2017, not being authentic can lead to loneliness, which can impact negatively on mental health, such as anxiety and depressive symptoms, physical health, and even alcohol-related problems. And then Blomgren and Stott, in their master's thesis in 2018, conducted a study that indicates that individuals who do not live authentically are more likely to experience heightened anxiety symptoms because they are driven by the fear of being found out or judged for their hidden true selves. And this creates a constant fear of rejection, of abandonment that exacerbates social anxiety and limiting meaningful interpersonal interactions with other people. Because, as you may know, people are social beings, correct? So, if these problems keep happening, you will feel lonely. And this cycle would get so much worse. Then, moreover, in a very recent article in 2024, He and others explain in their article, that in authenticity, such as suppressing individuality to meet external expectations, might amplify feelings of stress and inadequacy. And when individuals feel pressured to align with standards or expectations from other people, society, or even family and friends that conflict with their true selves, it can create internal tension, self-doubt, and chronic worry, stress, anxiety. And I know that sometimes there are just times and where being our authentic self feels like a death wish. But if you keep hiding behind the shadows, you don't get to see the light. So maybe it is time for a change, huh? To finally be out there, be out of your cocoon, right? And maybe you're wondering now, how can I finally be myself? Well, the first advice that I would give you is knowing yourself, of course. Let's ask ourselves questions to uncover those hidden truths that lie beneath us. Do you feel like you have been suppressing yourself? Do you feel like you can't be your authentic self? And then try to observe the internal and external factors that contribute to these questions that we're asking to ourselves. And then second, find your people. Find friends, groups, communities, whatever that would accept you for who you truly are. As I have said before, people are social beings. Do not fear judgment, rejection from other people. Because, reality check, you can't please everyone. And it is encouraged for you to just find people that love you no matter what, so that you can finally thrive not only by yourself, but others too. And finally, this is the most important advice. Love yourself. Love yourself enough that you can leave when you feel like you have to hide yourself. Love yourself enough to finally be able to stand up for yourself. And love yourself enough to let yourself to live your life how you want it. So we already learned about how important it is to be your authentic self in order to live a fulfilling life by being happy and healthy. We also learned that by hiding your true self, it can be bad for your mental, emotional, and your physical well-being. So try to take my advice on how you can finally be your authentic self. Remember, because if you were living your authentic life and being true to yourself, you won't be afraid of what other people might think, thus improving your quality of life. So, when you're home, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, have I been me? Have I been living the life, my life, that I want? I can promise you, you will live a happy and fulfilling life if you do so. Thank you.